I'm just going to run down kind of the hot apps, the hot integrations, and the hot pages on Facebook at the moment, and the hot developers as well. So this first chart is just these are the very latest figures taken from appdata.com, and these are the top 10 apps or integrations using the Facebook platform based on the monthly active user statistic that Facebook use. And like I said, the data's kind of an hour old, so it's the very latest. Cityville, the game, is number 1. Farmville used to be number 1, used to be number 2, now it's number 3. It's one day it may never exist. Who knows? But of course we have Cityville instead, so perhaps it doesn't really matter. Empires and Allies has actually gained in monthlies this month to get to its position. Cityville's actually lost about 10 million monthlies since last month, which is quite significant. So maybe there's a trend forming there of those kind of games going out and the new kind of battle games coming in. 60 Photos is also doing very well. And then some various ones that we've seen here most months, in particular the static HTML iframes tabs app. That's a very simple way to add a tab to your page with some static HTML. Band page by Root Music is for bands music bands that have a page on Facebook and want to add stuff to it. We've got 2 dating sites there, and obviously Windows Live Messenger being a kind of client that you would run on your desktop or your phone that has almost as many daily active users as it has monthlies, because people use it every day. These are the most regularly ones, so similar to, like I was just saying, the people that use it every month and also every day. And these are the ones that have that highest kind of rate, if you like. So I've divided the dailies by the monthlies to get this chart, so it's out of 1. And so Share and Tell, which is a kind of competition thing for brands, that's very high engagement. And various others, Greplin, Trunkly, Droid, these are all pretty similar to last month, if I'm honest. Printful was a new one that came into the top 10. That's this kind of social reader that lets you, I think it kind of goes through and it studies your friends' posts, things like that, and obviously puts them back to you so you can read them in a nice way. And yeah, similar things. So we've got quite a few friend quizzes and things on these charts. You'll see there's one there called Common Views. Birthday calendars are also quite popular in these charts as well. This chart is the hottest of the apps. So this is the ones that have gained the most monthlies in the last 24 hours, as opposed to the most monthlies in total. So as I said, the real hot one at the moment, it seems to be 60 Photos, which has gained nearly 250,000 monthly active users in the last day, so that's quite a lot. And also the static HTML iframes app tabs is getting on pretty popular. More of the same that we've mentioned with quizzes. And anyone here play Mahjong? Yeah, so check out Mahjong Saga, not just Mahjong, but a full saga of it. That lets you, I think, it has lots of levels. That's about it. And Yahoo itself, they have a kind of Facebook integration, so they're on their homepage. That is raising its monthlies, although losing its dailies, weirdly. Perhaps something's just happened in the last day or two that's triggered that. But and then also creeping in at number 10 on this chart, Facebook for every phone, which is, I believe it's a mobile app for lots of different phones, and obviously it needs to access your data, so it logs in through Facebook. That's gaining quite a lot of users at the moment. And obviously all those apps are made by developers, and these are the ones who kind of reach the most people. So Zynga have 58 apps, up from 57 last month, and they have the Vills, those games, and various others as well. So they are doing incredibly well, as always, with about 266 million monthly active users amongst all of their apps, which is about a third of all Facebook monthly active users. So it's pretty good. Frisky Labs, we've never seen this chart before, but that's because they only have one app, and it's the 60 Photos app that I mentioned before. So they are now the second most popular developer just on one app, which is pretty good. Wooga have 6. Mensing do the static HTML app, and they're in there as well with just one app. Playfish, or EA, as they are kind of financially known, have their 41 apps. And the various other kind of regulars that we see before. And Zoosk, who are a dating site along with Badoo, they're in there at the bottom. And Zoosk have, for some reason, 4 different versions of their app. So they all add up to make this total, with another one called Socialbox. And then just taking you through the pages. So these are the like pages or the brand pages that you get on Facebook. As I revealed to you last month, Facebook is now the most popular thing on Facebook. Fancy that. And it's up at 49 million from about 45.5 last month. So it's kind of accelerating in a way. Maybe Facebook are advertising it with ads on the side of Facebook because it doesn't cost them very much. I don't know. Texas Hold'em Poker's doing pretty well as well, as always. And then we have the various battles of the kind of popular musicians. Eminem, who's still at number 3, I believe. Rihanna and Lady Gaga just switched the place. Shakira's in there, Linkin Park, and I thought we got rid of him, but the Bieber's back again in the top 10. He doesn't count as music. He's a manufactured product. And then the last entry you might notice there is an 11th one, and this is the one I always stick in each month. It's a page that I manage for a BBC TV show called Mock the Week, and we just recently hit 2 million likes, which isn't bad. But it's nothing compared to Justin Bieber. And the last chart of new data, and this is the hottest pages, so the ones that have gained the most likes in the last 24 hours, or possibly, I think it was actually yesterday they gained these likes. And Dior, the fashion brand, is doing very well. Some kid called Harry Pot, have you heard of him? No? I don't know who he is. He's got some films and some books, and he's very popular. Katy Perry, she was number 1 on this chart last month. She's number 3, with about 70,000 new likes yesterday. And then some of those other musicians. Speaking of magicians, at number 7 is the Jesus Daily page. I had a quick look at it, and I'm not an atheist and I'm agnostic, but it just intrigued me that someone who apparently died 2,000 years ago has daily news. But go and check it out if you want to see what's going on in the world of Jesus. Lady Gaga's there. Facebook itself, as we discussed, is obviously gaining quite a lot of fans at the moment, and YouTube as well. All these stats come from appdata.com, and they have a separate section in this instance called Page Data. This has now gone into kind of a subscription service they give you the kind of the top 10 or so, but they don't give you the full charts of everything. You have to pay quite a lot of money for those. So I used to have a slide that would be the coldest pages, the ones that have lost the most fans recently, but they don't give us freeloaders access to that data anymore. So this is the one from 2 months ago, just in case you weren't here then or you weren't here last month when I also had this slide. These are just the ones that lost a load of fans 2 months ago, just to kind of give you it's very random, probably not related to anything in particular. Maybe the top one because it lost quite a lot that day, but I don't think DJ Steve Hill did anything particularly offensive that would have caused him to lose loads of fans. Who knows? And that's that. Thank you.